Ever wonder how to transform simple ingredients into a dessert that's both elegant and indulgent? Today we're making creme brulee, the classic French treat that's all about that crack of caramelized sugar on top. I'm Rose Oatley. Let's get cooking. Let's talk vanilla. I'm adding a vanilla bean because it adds a depth of flavor that vanilla extract just can't match. But if you prefer, you can use vanilla extract. I'm using Madagascar vanilla beans. Roll the vanilla bean to loosen it up a bit, then cut it in half. Split it apart and gently scrape out those fragrant seeds. I find using a paring knife works best. These are also slightly smaller, so I'm going to use 2 vanilla beans today, although 1 will work too. I just like that extra vanilla flavor on mine, and I gotta tell you, these smell so good right now.
You're watching Rose Oatley. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified of any new videos.
In a pot, add 2 cups of heavy cream and start heating it on medium heat, a number 4 or 5 if you're using an electric stove. Now toss in those beautiful vanilla seeds along with the pods for extra flavor. Heat until it's just about to simmer. Do not boil. Look for signs like this. You'll start to see some smoke and tiny bubbles forming. If you tip the pot, you'll notice bubbles gathering at the bottom. That's the perfect moment to take it off the heat. Now on to the eggs. We need 6 egg yolks. You can separate them using the shells, just going back and forth, an egg separator, or your hands, whatever you prefer and works best for you. You can save your egg whites for breakfast. I like to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of the egg whites in with my yolks. It will make your custard creamier. Next, let's sweeten things up with half a cup of sugar. Whisk that into the egg mixture until it's well combined. Just try not to over whisk. This is the perfect balance to our silky custard. Grab yourself a fine mesh sieve. We're going to strain our mixture. Now let's remove the vanilla bean pods. Then using a spoon, I'm going to slightly mash the last bit of chunks to extract every last bit of flavor. No waste here. This will add little flecks of vanilla to your creme brulee, and trust me, the flavor will be absolutely amazing. Now it's time to combine our cream and eggs. I'm just giving my yolks a quick whisk. Before adding the cream, we need to temper them first. This means adding the warm cream slowly while whisking to prevent scrambling those precious eggs. It's important to do this. The last thing you want is scrambled eggs. If you get a lot of foam at the top, you can just remove it with a spoon. Once that's done, grab your fine mesh sieve and strain your mixture a second time. This step is crucial for a smooth texture. Now let's get our ramekins ready. I like to use these 6-ounce ramekins. They're wide and gives you more space to decorate. But I also like to use these small ones. I'll post the link below in the description. Place your ramekins in a baking pan and carefully fill each one with your custard mixture. Make sure to fill them evenly for consistent cooking. If you see any bubbles, use a torch to pop them or use the tip of a paper towel to pop the bubbles. Next, we'll add some hot water to the pan halfway up the ramekins. This water bath helps cook the custard gently, ensuring a creamy texture. I just put the water in my microwave for 2.5 minutes to heat. Now let's pop these in the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius for about 30 to 40 minutes or until the center is slightly jiggly. Be careful and make sure not to spill any of the water in your custard. It's been 30 minutes and my 6-ounce ramekins are done. I'll show you the jiggle to look for in just a minute. My other small deep ramekins took 45 minutes to cook. Just remember, every oven and size varies, so keep an eye on them. I would start checking them at about the 25-minute mark to be safe. Once they're done, remove them from the pan. Be careful not to touch them. I find a spatula works best to remove them. Let me show you the jiggle. Hopefully you can see it here. You see that? That's the jiggle you want. Make sure to let all your ramekins cool on a rack for about 30 minutes. Cover them, then place them in the fridge for at least 4 hours or overnight. I always prefer overnight. It's the next day or 4 hours later. If you're not ready to eat them, don't torch them until you are. You can always torch one if you just want to have one now and then torch the others later. Sprinkle a thin layer of granulated sugar on top. Don't go overboard. You just need a thin layer. This is a tablespoon. I ended up using slightly less. Tilt it to spread the sugar, or you can use a brush to spread it all around. Now grab your kitchen torch. I'm using this small affordable one. Link found in the description as well. Gently move the torch in circular motions to caramelize the sugar. Be careful not to burn it. It will continue to darken as it rests. Now for the fun part. I love to garnish with homemade whipped cream and fruit. I'm adding a raspberry, blueberries, and a sprig of mint, and also a small caramel wafer. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, that satisfying crack. You first. That creamy texture paired with a crunchy caramel is simply divine. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for joining me today. If you want to support me, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to check out these videos on the side. Thanks for your support and happy cooking.